Welcome to episode 16 of the Anything and Everything podcast with only Ahmad. All right, guys, you know we can't forget about the sponsors of this episode. Thank you for D-Spot, EduTechnos, and Luga. Really appreciate you guys. Can't do this without you. And our special guest for this evening, standing at 6 feet 5 inches tall, weighing at 300 pounds, fighting from Boomerz Boxing, Abdul Jouda! Abdul, welcome to the podcast, brother. How are you?
I'm doing well.
How's everything? How was my shadow boxing?
It was perfect technique.
Was it?
Flawless.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So I don't need to go to the gym?
No, you're
No?
good.
Okay,
You're good.
perfect. So Abdul, thank you for coming on the podcast. It's a pleasure, brother.
Pleasure's mine, brother.
Hi, baby, bro. Tell me about yourself, bro. Let the viewers know who you are.
Sounds good. So my name is Abdul Jouda. I'm Palestinian born. Came here with a family of 8 brothers. Yeah, right now I'm currently a boxing coach at Boomerz Boxing. We've been running around for 2 years. The gym's been open. And yeah, so far it's been good. We've been training a lot of national champions, professional fighters that even fought in some of the recent Jake Paul cards at MVP Promotions. And yeah, just going in strong. And yeah.
That's amazing. So people, like on the Jake Paul fight, you guys had people from your gym fighting out of there?
Yeah, we had Natasha Spence, Jamaican, Toronto native, and also she's been fighting. She's a vet. She's a professional fighter, and she was on that card. Yeah,
That's amazing. That's amazing. So
Yeah.
8 brothers.
yeah.
Are you the oldest, the youngest, the middle? Like
I'm number 6, man.
number 6. So you got 2 younger than you.
Yeah, 2 little baby boys. Yeah,
So you're still a big brother technically.
100%. I'm big bro to them.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Take that any day.
Now,
Yeah,
with growing up with 8 siblings, did you feel like what got you into boxing? Like, did your brothers like help you push you into it, or what?
100%, bro. You growing up with 8 brothers, you got a lot of testosterone in the house, a lot of competition. So I didn't have that. I didn't have that question like, oh, should I punch him? No, it's just like we're always attacking each other and like in a playful manner. We got a lot watching WrestleMania as a kid. It was just the basement was always there's a lot of fights happening when the cousins come over. So that was my childhood. So transitioning into boxing was super easy for me because I'm just like, okay, now we wear gloves and box. Okay, cool. So doing that from an early age. Yeah, so I stumbled into Boomerz. So Boomerz is not recently started. It was actually back in 2007 under the name Lawrence Boom. That's who founded Boomerz Boxing, and he took me in when I was around 15-ish, and that's when I found the love of boxing. Yeah, so he took me in. Basically, come from a family of 8 brothers. We didn't have enough money to buy or pay for sports like hockey or soccer, where it's like thousands of dollars. Imagine doing that for 8 kids.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's not easy, especially when you first come to a new country. So, so he took me and my brothers in, and we trained under his wing for a while. 2017, my coach passed away. Lawrence Boom, R.I.P. to him. He's right after a couple months after my own pops passed away too. And it was just a tough time for me. So I'm just like, so I did what I did when I still continued to box even back then. And that was a pivoting point of my life. I was like, okay, like either stop or continue. And alhamdulillah, I chose to continue and still be involved in the sport that I love. And now after COVID 2022, when kind of life came back to
The new normal.
The new normal, yeah. So realizing at that moment in time, something was missing in London. There was something missing in the essence for me and for a lot of the guys that have involved around Boomerz. Seeing after my coach passed away, the name didn't really continue on, and there wasn't really any Boomerz fighting and continuing that legacy. And you'll hear me say legacy a lot in videos and stuff because that's what we're trying to do, continue what he did for others. I wasn't a special case. The whole time I thought I was special. When I was at Boomerz, oh man, I'm the only guy he's taking care of or getting all this treatment. When I travel, he'd pay for my expenses or mentorship, having kind of like a second father away from your house is such a pivotal thing for somebody from the ages, like from a young age, not just 14, 15, but from that age when you're growing up and you don't really know what's going on. Having somebody else giving you kind of that voice to push you further in life, alhamdulillah, it can really push you to become a better person. And that's what he was that's what he was, not just for me, but countless of others. So when we decided, me and Mark and Tanner and Matt Boom, his son, decided to reopen the gym, it was just like, it was just the right thing. Like it just came together so easily.
Yeah.
Obviously there was like hardships and everything, but the way it came together, it was almost like it was just meant to happen. It was just like written for us to do this. And the support that we got from the community, because again, that missing piece that we're talking about, when it came together, it just felt like there was something that needed to kind of fill in the gaps in between. So now it's just like a force on its own. We have so many people involved in the gym, and coaches and just people that support it, that it's just like it's a big blessing, bro.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I've followed and I've seen like the page and everything. I've seen you guys grow a lot in terms of even like a lot of our friends going and joining and being part of it and doing like the cardio, the sparring, the anything.
Yeah.
Right. So it's pretty dope. Now, was that coach, like, did he fight before too, like for like belts, like professionally as well and everything?
Yeah. So Lawrence had, oh man. So it's funny because I was actually thinking about this when I came on this podcast, because I knew I was going to talk about him. Like,
Yeah.
Because now I'm getting closer to Matt Boom, his son, and like we're doing events together. We're doing a lot of stuff together, to grow this, to grow Boomerz. And I'm always asking him questions about his upbringing and his story and his stuff like that. So I'm learning more about my coach, and he did numbers, bro. He trained in Toronto. He actually is a Toronto native. He came back to London, and he fought a lot. He fought a lot of fights over there. So I'm meeting some of the OG coaches now. They're seeing the name Boomerz around, and they're like, oh man, like they're so happy to see that name continue and live on, because he fought in Toronto, and now seeing us now become even rivals with the gyms that he fought against as well. So they're also coaching. They're like, oh man, that name's still going strong.
Yeah.
So it's so cool to see that, man. And I love that. So he also had a lot of experience, and that's why when he came here, he didn't come as a boxing coach. Originally, when he opened Boomerz, it was almost the opposite. That it was a safe haven for people who are recovering addicts, people who are going through things in life, and this was just a route that he decided to take. Oh, he loved the sport, and he wanted to provide a safe haven for people who are going through stuff in life, and that's what it was. So you have a lot of people who are recovering addicts, who are going through marital issues or stress or depression or whatever. They show up at Boomerz and they all get along, and they're just punching away at bags at life, right? So now it's like we're a mixture of that, where we have a competition at Boomerz, the new era of Boomerz, where we do have that safe haven, which we always want to strive to have, that family aspect, but also that competition side as well. We have a lot of young up-and-comers, and I have our national champ, Shane McCarthy.
Shout out to McCarthy. Now, Safa obviously was on the episode last week, and he said he was going to be doing security for your event that just passed. How'd that event go, man?
We had around 15 fights on there, national champions, some international fighters come down, and we sold out show. Alhamdulillah, like always, like we've been selling out. And Safa came in clutch, man. That guy's a monster, and he's got the best heart. When you introduced me, I'm not 6'5". I'm not Safa.
we gotta hype you up,
Yeah,
man. We got Safa on the podcast last week, bro. We gotta like put everybody up to him now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
MashaAllah, 6'5". You ever told him to get in the ring or what?
That's definitely in the talks. We can definitely set something like that up. Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Safa, if you ever quit security, you got a job here, bro. We got you, man. We're looking out for you, brother.
He'll be my personal bodyguard walking around. But no, Safa did amazing. Speaking from my perspective, like he's done wonders for us for all of our events, even our charity events. He's always there, coming in clutch. Him and Handrina are amazing to work with, and they're great for the community, brothers.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah. So now let's go back to your like childhood. Obviously, when you went to boxing, like what kind of gave you that push? Like I know you said like you were doing it with your brothers and stuff, but like what got you like what made you fall in love with the sport of boxing?
So I was in grade 10, and I was doing wrestling, and I was competing. I fell in love with wrestling, and I still like wrestling and stuff like that. But the teachers went on strike, and there was no more. Next week, I can't do anything. So I had all this energy, explosive energy from doing wrestling, and I'm just like, man, I'm lifting weights. I'm obsessed with working out. And my brother, shout out to H2, he's like, bro, come to Boomerz, bro. Come, let's go train. And he took me there a couple of times. He's like, all right, you're gonna figure it out on your own how to bust. So didn't know how to bus, and figured that out myself. Figured out how to
No,
bus.
what is bus? Oh, like bus to get there. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was like a boxing move or something.
No, man.
Yo, my
I
bad.
was- I was a little-
guys,
I was
don't
a little
laugh at me
youth.
in
I
the
didn't
comments.
bust. Yeah.
Sorry. I was like, is that a boxing move that I don't know? Yeah, let's. I apologize. Yeah, we're gonna delete that, right? Now, did you ever like go pro with it?
Not professionally, no. I suffered an injury 2 years ago. I was in a bad highway accident.
Oh,
I was actually in talks with some promoters to go pro and training for it, and then that just took me out. To be honest with you, I'm still recovering from that injury. I'm trying my best to recover. And yeah, right now, but I am training pros. I'm still involved in that. So, it's a I see it as a blessing in disguise because now I'm here because of it.
yeah.
I opened up Boomerz and being a part of the success and the influence that we've had on kids and people. So it's like, yeah, that I probably wouldn't be here because of that accident. But at the same time, I wish I was pro fighting, and I miss it now, especially the guys that I was fighting with back in the day. They're all pro now. They're all signed and they're professional. They're fighting. They have a name for themselves in the professional boxing scene. So seeing some of them, even some of them that I beat or I fought, they're competitive, and I'm just like, man, I'll fight you again.
I could have done that, bro. That could have been me.
Yeah. So I'm very competitive.
Yeah.
I very competitive person, and even if I'm losing, I'm like, man, I'm gonna get him back again. Like I'm always very competitive.
Revengeful.
So, yeah, not revengeful, but like I'm just very competitive in a good way. Even in Islam, like I'm competitive. Like I want to learn more than you, or I want to learn this thing, so a different way. And even from like something basic where it's like, why is that competitive in this? It's like, that's me. That's just my personality. And eagerness to learn as well. Like I'm very eager to learn something, even if it's brand new. Like I'm willing to learn it and just take that risk to learn something new. Yeah.
No, and that's good because like in boxing, like in any sport, actually, like practice, like you can practice as much as you want, but like there's always room for improvement,
100%.
room to learn for everything. You can get quicker on your feet, get quicker with the punches. Like in basketball, you could do the free throws, do 100 of them every day.
Yeah.
Until you kind of like master your craft per se, right?
100%.
So if that accident didn't happen, you said you were gonna go pro, right?
100%. Yeah.
So now because like that door now closed, or do you plan on like, is there still like something in the future with that?
I have dreams. I'm just looking to recover, and inshallah, if it opens, then yeah. But if not, then khalas, bro. It is what it is. Like, whatever God wrote for you, it's right for you. But I do know like whatever opportunity I get now, I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
And I take it with with pride. So
And this is like a perfect example of where like when people think like when one door closes or something bad happens to them, it's the end of the world, right? Where like it's not, because now you're still like, you went from being that boxer to being able to help other boxers.
100%.
Right? Like you're still involved, like you said, and you're still helping these younger guys who are growing up and hopefully become national like pros and stuff like that,
Yeah,
right?
100%,
So
100%.
that's amazing, bro. Now, are you surprised with the amount like of youth that are in the gyms now? Like when you were younger and you went, like, was the gym that busy as it is now?
So it's a complicated question because it's like so I'll give you a complicated answer because what the gym that I grew up in was just it wasn't like what it is now. So a lot of guys all think Boomerz has always been like this. Like when I'm saying there's two different eras of Boomerz, the older era is like if they walked into this, they're like, holy, this is an actual gym. The OG Boomerz fam, Lawrence Boom, like it was literally an apartment building. It was a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
That was the gym.
Oh, so it was okay.
It
so
was so you So the space is downtown, right next to where the name of the place was Al Hotza is an indigenous place where they could house homelessness for indigenous peoples, and it was right next door to them. So I had a lot of great sparring from those guys. They'd come next door. My coach would let them in for free, and we'd just
go at it.
Go at it.
Yeah,
Those guys can fight, man. So it was. So now it's the capacity wise, and the team has grown so much, man.
Go more into detail about that. Like, how did that like happen?
So, like I said, there was that missing piece in London since he passed away.
Yeah.
And since he passed, basically, there was some things that happened with I think Mark, where he was at, my brother Mark Pagliwangan. He was at another gym, and then he was looking to open up his own, where he's doing a boxing focused, and we were speaking about it, and then thought of the great idea of involving Matt and others to open up Boomerz, and that one was just like, again, what was missing in London. Like, we could have chose any name, we could have chose anything, but you have two of the most talented boxers coming out of Boomerz, myself and Mark. I think we're one of there's many of them, but definitely the ones
gas yourself, bro.
Definitely one of the ones that are still active to this day,
Yeah.
that are still involved in the sport. There's a lot of them that are still involved and that are doing a lot, and especially from the recent years as well. So we came together and just decided to reopen the name. And when we opened it, like, it was just like waves just went all across the city. Like, a lot of the guys wanted to join in and support. And yeah, so it was just the process of just like, okay, now we got a great location where we're at with, shout out to Nick Spina. It's our landlord, where he owns the unit. And yeah, we're located right downtown, 6,000 square footage facility. And yeah, we're always growing. We always have new opportunities coming up and doing different things. So that's why I kind of like being involved in Boomerz. Like, we're always doing different things. Like, when you hear of like if I'm from the outside looking in, I'm like, oh, what are these guys up to next?
Yeah.
Like, what are they gonna do next? And it's always surprising. Like, last year we did the tournament that hasn't happened in over 40 years within the community. And yeah, just stay tuned. What's gonna happen next? There'll be a lot of more surprises for sure.
Make sure you guys follow
But,
Boomerz to stay updated.
Yeah, for sure. There's gonna be a lot more surprises. I think a lot of guys will be surprised, even myself. I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm always constantly always trying to push the barrier and get outside my comfort zone as well. As a coach, you don't stop learning. As a person, you don't stop growing. So if we can do something like that and push our members, we have a lot of kids that look up to us, like these 14-year-olds, these 13-year-olds that are in the gym. So them seeing us push further and grow as people, they're gonna do the same thing. And we got some hustlers in the gym, man. Not just in the ring, but outside the ring. These guys are cutting grass, shoveling snow. They're probably out shoveling snow right now while we speak. I'm telling you, man.
Man, this weather sucks, bro.
Yeah, for you and me, but they're the ones shoveling, making money.
I know.
Snow for some people. Shout out to Exterior Needs. Snow for some people is money, right?
Facts.
So without that, they're not doing it, right? So and Canadians always complain about weather, fam.
Yeah, they're never happy. They're never satisfied with it, bro.
Unless you're in Victoria, BC, chilling there, you're not gonna be.
You're never gonna be happy, bro.
Yeah.
But no, so like when you got when the gym was open before, you said a lot of people that were going through problems like would go in for free just to kind of do that. Did you guys keep that same piece now? Like,
yeah, so that thanks for bringing that up, because so one of our programs is called Boomerz Cares.
Boomerz Cares?
Boomerz Cares, we call it, what's the name for it right now? What it is, basically, it's affordable memberships or free memberships for those who can't afford it. It's by need basis for those who apply. And, we provide, for a lot of these kids that are going through stuff or whatever, we provide a mentorship program for them and a place where they can grow as people. And they don't have to fight. They don't have to, but what we do ask for is them to be committed and to train and be respectful in the gym. So when they do attend and they are in the program, they you can see a lot of results, man. Somebody asked me about this recently, like, what do you think somebody gets the most benefit out of boxing? And the answer I would have gave a while ago would have been, they lose weight, they get stronger, and the physical aspect.
Yeah.
And that one is easy to notice. Like, oh, I can see, my belly's lost weight, or my, the scale is better to look at. The number is better, it's lower. But now realizing it recently as I'm growing as a coach, I'm seeing as these kids grow, I'm seeing the mental aspect. I'm seeing these kids now are focused, they're dialed in, and they're goal driven, and they're disciplined. These things it's so hard to get nowadays, man. And with this generation that we have, it's a rare skill to be confident. With these kids, man, we're growing a lot of these kids, and I'm seeing the change year in, year out, month by month with some of these kids, where they're growing as people. So they're coming in, they're being respectful. And for my Arabic speakers, like, I'm teaching them adab as well. So when you walk into the gym, they're saying hi to their elders. Like if they don't do that, they're not training.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids that I'm working with, man, if they're not doing up their schoolwork or their parents are complaining about them, get out of the door. I don't want you in the gym.
Yeah, facts.
What, you're gonna be the best boxer, not listening to your parents or not doing good in school? Like you're just a good boxer, but you're not a good person. Like no.
You teach them kind of both.
It's got to have that balance,
Yeah.
man. You can't have somebody on their high horse and they're 15 or 16 and then what are they going to be in 10 years? You know, no, you got to humble them and you got to train them to be good people and to give them an environment where they can grow. And I'm always constantly speaking to parents and working with them, you know, trying to figure out what each child needs. Everyone has different needs, right? So definitely bring your kids to the gym. If you got any kids or nephews that are going through stuff, bring them my way. And Chella will take care of them. Chella will take care of them. And it's not just like sparring or hitting themselves. No, it's just like teaching them discipline. Having someone to tell you to do push-ups versus you just volunteering to do them is two different things.
Yeah.
Me yelling at you, you're slacking, man. Pick it up. It's two different things then versus like, oh, like it's like a chill environment, the YMCA, and no shade to the YMCA.
Yeah.
People absorb things differently, right? So versus you going to the gym by yourself, it's harder for you to push yourself versus someone you're paying or you're someone to yell at you. It's like, bro, like, yeah, I'm gonna push. I'm gonna sweat.
You need that motivation, bro.
You need that motivation first. Yeah.
Well, and I've said it on previous podcasts. Like I think it was the New Year's resolutions one where I was saying what I want to do for New Year's, and I said I want to get into boxing just because, like, not obviously, like I want that physical change, but I also wanted like that mental, like I wanted to get better mentally because like I know you can go into the gym like. Whatever you're feeling, you can let it out on that bag and nothing's gonna happen to you.
100%.
Right?
100%.
And like you said, like you're teaching people like the respect. And I feel like every sport, there's respect in that sport. And to be a better person, you have to be respectful and you have to know like adab, by the way, in Arabic means like respect. Like the respectful things to do. Like you said, walking into the gym, saying hi to the older people.
Yeah.
And I feel like boxing is one of those sports that helps you and puts you on that path of being respectful, right? So it's amazing that you guys do that. Wallah, I'm very proud of it. Obviously, it might not mean much coming from like me who doesn't do it, but like just the outcome you guys are getting, seeing the gyms always being full, hearing from the parents, like you guys are doing a change without really having to see that change yet, right? Because when I was in high school, a lot of people, we didn't have that, right? We would just like, you know, we were feeling some sort of way. We'd after school, you know, we're catching each other. You know what I'm saying? And we get a lot of people into problems. Where now I feel like you guys are gonna help people grow, become better, and make even the community a safer place.
100%.
Wallah, like you said, like if you guys have those programs where if somebody can't afford it, you guys can work something out with them.
100%.
Because nobody knows anybody's struggle, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody is going through something. It might be small to them, but it might be bigger for somebody else, right?
100%.
So it's good that you guys are giving those kids opportunities and everything like that. Wallah. Round of applause for Boomerz Boxing.
Appreciate you, my baby.
My guy, Habibi, bro.
Appreciate you.
Now, obviously, being the coach are you the coach for all the boxers or for like some of them? Like you guys branch off?
The main coaches are myself, Mark, and Tanner. But we have a lot of experience at our gym and even upcoming coaches as well that want to work with everybody. So we try to blend everybody together they're all getting different experiences and different teachings. So I teach different than Mark, and Mark will teach different than Tanner, and so on. And so, but the main style would be the Boomerz style, and we try to have like a disciplined style of, you know, going forward, aggressive, and technical. And yeah, but no, to answer your question, basically, I try my best to work with all of them because they represent the name Boomerz.
Yeah.
We don't take that lightly. So if someone is gonna be out there fighting, I gotta see them and see them in action and sparring and in training. So we try to blend all the coaches. So yeah, you get everybody. You don't get to choose who you're coaching with. That'd be more of like a private session. That you're looking for, like, oh, can I just go like a one-on-one if I'm choosing this way? But no, our coaches are flexible. They move around with some of the classes, and yeah, no, it is a consistent schedule though. So, but and we do have like a female coaches, male coaches that work with each one individually as well as groups. So
it's amazing.
Yeah,
I'm glad you said classes, because you know every teacher had, like, you know, that star student in their classroom, right? Now I know you guys are very talented, gym and everything. But you gotta lean one way. Like, do you lean one way towards one boxer? You know, that like stands above all kind of thing, you know? I'm not taking away anything from the other boxers, obviously, but there's always that one star student, bro.
You're putting me on the spot.
I know.
You're putting me on the spot. I'm gonna drink to that, brother. Drink
Yeah,
champs.
you gotta put that drinking like emoji thingy.
No,
You know?
I can't name them all, but like I do have my own favorites where like I get along with them really well just because they've been around my gym for a long time, and we connect in funny ways. A lot of these guys have now they're building the personalities. A lot of these kids are coming in with no personality. They're coming in like they're very shy, not sociable, and then you see them growing as they're my little kids, man. So it's like especially like some of these kids that came in with that are experiencing depression or experiencing social anxiety. They're experiencing being fat, being bullied, whatever. Like as kids, which is normal, man. Like back in the day, that's a normal thing. But nobody was getting shunned by it so much, especially these days, where like anything you post on Instagram or social media is getting an amount of likes or amount of like analytics or whatever it is, right? Now imagine yourself as a 14-year-old living in that environment, and you're coming to a gym, let alone a boxing gym. A grown man will be coming into the gym still nervous. So like, imagine like a 14-year-old for the first time going to anything by themselves. Yeah, I got quite a few that I like at the gym, that I connect with, especially the youth team. Like they've grown on me just because again they're becoming almost like men, and they're finding their personalities and yeah. So I can't name one individually. No. You know who you are.
I thought I had him.
You know who you are.
Oh, there you go.
You know who you are for those.
So I'm
kids
guessing he said it to you before. So
yeah.
Now, do you guys have like? Is there a specific age you have to be to go to the gym, or it ranges kind of from anywhere to anywhere?
So the minimum age I think right now we have is around 6 years old.
6 years old, okay.
Yeah, and for age limit for, I think we've trained during the Fight to End charity. Shout out to Brett. We're doing that, and that one is a. I think we've trained around like 65-year-olds in that one too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we've.
Very big range.
Big range, yeah. So, so there's no age limit. There's no experience needed. Nothing. Just come in. You don't even have to have equipment. Just pull up.
Is there even events for like 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds?
There is actually. It's called Fun Box. I believe the age limit might be 10 years old or 9, something like that. That's the age limit for Fun Box, and we're actually having quite a few kids. We're developing our youth program and kids program. So there are some that are. It's called Fun Box where they both win, but it's just participation to get them experience. And we're developing our youth team. So that's something that we're looking to get into. So again, if you have any kids, bring them to the gym, and they don't have to fight. They can just train. But boxing is one of those skills that once you learn, you never forget. A lot of our coaches are parents, so they understand like the value of developing a little kid and making sure everyone's safe. And our parents are heavily involved in our youth development team. And so it's like we're not just blind, keeping them in the dark. No, we're encouraging them to come and be a part of their children's success. So,
no, and it's amazing that like they're getting coached by somebody who's done it, right? Because like I always feel like you have that experience and you have like tips and tricks to everything. So now, what kind of tips do you give like those guys that are getting in the ring for the first time? Because obviously like nerves are real, right?
Oh yeah.
Like you can get scared and everything. Like you could start like your mind will take over. How do you help with those? Like, what do you tell those kids to get them like past that stage?
So anybody who's about to go into that stage of fighting and competing, again, would have to be approved by a coach, seen by a doctor, go through registrations and things like that. So it's not just an easy process to get into. And then on top of that, they got to actually do the hard work of training. So them doing that hard work that's the core thing that I want to value for them. Where if someone's training day in, day out, doing the track outside the gym, doing the runs, the sprints, dieting, losing the weight to make the weight class, as well as sacrificing your time to get into this, you've done a lot of work and effort into this. So that means you should believe in your work. And if I see you in the gym and you're worthy of getting a bout and to represent the name Boomerz, that means I believe in you. And if I believe in you, and you should be also believe in yourself, and your team also believes in you, so actually it's something that we're going to be looking to expand our team by adding a mental coach, a mental therapist type coach, where they can help these kids learn different strategies of them to develop their strength, right? So, believing in your hard work is what I would tell them, and that's it. This is the fun part.
Yeah.
Right? This is you performing for 6 minutes is way easier than you doing burpees for 10 rounds or doing push-ups or whatever, sparring. So, yeah, and we battle test our guys. We make sure that everyone gets into the ring is ready. Yeah.
And like they're sparring with each other and stuff, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Competitive sparring. They're traveling. They've done the work, and they've had coaches' approvals and things like that. So it's not just, oh, this kid is a random kid that just got off the street that just started a week later. No, there's time, and there's a time process for it, right? There's a recipe for it. You can't be too Russian. You can't make a cake in 10 minutes. Like, maybe you can do an air fryer or something, but like you gotta has to be a foundation. There's gotta be a foundation in everything, right? So it's the same thing when building a boxer. You want to give them the time to grow. So
time means everything, right? And
100%.
everything you do. The more practice makes perfect.
100%.
I think that's a perfect example to use even for like as a barber. Like the more you cut hair, the more you perfect it.
Yeah.
And the more you box, the more you train, the better you're gonna get, right? So I see you wearing the sweater Jouda Promotions. Talk to me about it. What is Jouda Promotions?
So Jouda Promotions is a promotional company here in London, Ontario. We try to bring, exciting events to you, boxing. And so it started back in 2018. We were competing and we needed some ways to fundraise some money to attend the nationals. And so I thought of the idea, let's organize some fights. And since then, it's been very successful.
And you guys are like, because it's you, right? Jouda Promotions is you.
Yeah.
And you're like, the Joudas, all you guys, I know. You guys are partnered with Boomerz as well? Like you guys are like a team?
So we have like an arsenal of team players that that do different things. And myself and Matt and the team we do the events and we have Caroline who's doing the matchmaking. We got, volunteers and things like that. The Jouda Promotions basically is just trying to bring the best exciting fights in London, Ontario. The guys that are training at Boomerz or at local gyms to come down and showcase their talent.
So you guys only pay attention to like boxing?
We're just boxing focused.
Yeah.
Makes it easier when you have a niche and you're doing one thing. You can expand on that one and grow.
Yeah. So would you ever branch off to anything else though, or?
Still potentially. Again, I'm not. My mentality this past couple of years is keep the doors open. You never know. Like I could be in Thailand tomorrow, or just living and retired, and I don't know where I'm gonna be. I could be in Lebanon with the cedar trees.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Come on, man. Yo, we're always taking barbers, bro.
Jouda cuts.
Jouda cuts is fire, bro.
Yeah, Jouda, shout out to Yusuf Jouda doing the Jouda cuts.
Come on, man.
Yo, Wally should have him in your shop.
Yo, if he wants to learn, I've told him, bro. He's looking rough, man. He needs a haircut.
Yo, isn't he right
there?
Yeah, get in the camera, man.
Yo, come in the camera, bro. Come on, man.
Get in there.
Yo, he's a little shy, guys. He's a little shy.
Now he's shy. Before, what was he doing before the camera
buddy,
was
he was sitting here, bro. This is easy. I could do this. This is light work.
Yeah.
Get in, bro. Why are you turning red?
Shout out to Exterior Needs. Come on, dog. You're wearing the novice tournament, brother.
Yeah, come on, man. Gotta show off the merch, bro.
This is my baby, bro.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters.
That for you guys is Yusuf Jouda, part of Jouda Promotions.
100%.
And Abdul's little brother.
Yeah.
He's a energy ball. He's full of energy.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Abdul, before we end this off, bro, if you can go back in time, what advice would you give yourself?
It's a great question. What I would give myself is basically actively to seek mentorship through people, especially the ones that are older than you, that are more experienced, and even also to give mentorship as well to the younger generation. I think nowadays in my life, I'm always finding myself constantly learning, and it's through people that I look up to, that are people that I'm like, oh, I'm seeing, that are older than me, that I've done it already before, that I've made the mistakes. I think that this is advice that maybe it's been given too much, but actively seeking older mentorship from advice from other people. It could be anybody. Be very open. Don't be judgmental or think that you're always doing things right. Even though you're young and maybe you are successful, there's other ways to learn, and that's one of the things that I'm working on now. Shout out to Brett Lucier and Matt Boom. These guys that I'm learning so much from, either from networking or to speaking to people socially and making the right decisions in life. These are good mentors to have, and constantly learning and developing myself. Yeah.
And you're right, bro. Like, even though you think because you're young and like you feel like on top of the world, that you're doing everything right, like there's always room for improvement, and there's always like, because everybody was in those steps before, right?
100%.
You were probably that young kid that thought like, I'm the best boxer, I could destroy anybody. And now like that you're seeing these younger kids go through it, you're like, yo, you can get better. 100%. And I think that's the most important thing, to instill that in the kids' minds and everything. Wallah.
And seeking mentorship, like, yo, like if you specialize in cutting hair, and I'm doing, and that's my dream, why am I not asking for help? Like, okay, like, Like, that's the easiest way to get to better at something, and it could be you could be asking for help from somebody, even in a different field, as long as they have those skill sets, it can apply to this.
Of course.
You know, if someone knows business and how to open a business and how to start a business, those are the guys that, you know, will teach you some things that you'll never know. You'll learn about yourself 10 years later. You're like, oh man, I should have learned that. I should have opened that door. And just keep knocking at those doors. Sometimes they might not open. You gotta keep knocking, bro. Don't just stop. Don't knock once and expect it to
give
open.
up. Yeah.
No.
You gotta keep knocking, bro. Somebody will eventually open that door, and when they open that door, that's the door for you, bro. It was meant for you.
100%.
Because like I'm not ashamed, bro. When I first got into the barbershop, I thought, you know, obviously it's just believing in myself. I thought I was the best barber.
Yeah.
But then I sat there when I wasn't as busy as everybody else. I sat there and I looked at these guys. I was like, oh, that's a different technique, you know? Like, and after the haircut, I would ask them, I'd be like, yo, like, why'd you do it like this? I'm so used to this. And they would explain. And you save like 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Now I'm knocking out fades like in like 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, my fades are different than your fades. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, your fades are these, right? You want to catch fades? I got you, bro. I got
love
you.
fades.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I like that.
No, well, it was a pleasure though, bro. I'm very proud of everything you guys do. Inshallah, you guys keep growing and keep being successful. Obviously, for the younger kids, like to grow up, to have that person for them, to have that safe haven for them as well. And inshallah, everything you guys do becomes a success.
Appreciate
And I'm excited to stay updated, you know. Inshallah, you guys put London on the map, even though it's on the map, but we want to see like these national champions and everything.
Yeah.
And everybody at home, make sure you guys subscribe, not subscribe, that's at the end. Make sure you guys follow Boomerz Boxing and stay up to date with any of their events that are coming up. Yeah, Shadow Box. And do you guys have any events coming up and stuff like that?
Yeah. So we just did the Lawrence Boone Memorial Show, the 4th. It was a great sold-out event at the Marconi. Now, in the summer, we're going to host the August tournament, the novice tournament happening at BMO Center. This one is a family-friendly event. Last year, we had 2. Now, we're going to grow it to 3 rings. So we're going to have boxers from all over the country, possibly even outside the country attending. And last year we had around 300. This time we're probably going to grow it to around 400 something. Boxers from all over the country to come and participate. So bring your kids to a great night. And if you are interested, pull up. Yeah.
And make sure you guys like follow their page to stay up to date with all this stuff. Yeah. Honestly, don't bother me. Don't piss me off. Do you want to say anything to the camera before we head out, man?
Don't piss this guy off.
Yeah.
Man. This guy.
Yeah.
He's dangerous. I seen his shadow boxing before we started. Safa, look out, fam.
Come on,
Shout out
man.
to you, Safa.
Taking over you. But no, wallah, I really appreciate it, bro. It was a pleasure. Habibi. Inshallah, everything goes well, bro.
Likewise.
My guy. Maybe you'll see me in the gym soon. We'll see what happens. Do I need it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, can't forget the sponsors, D-Spot, EduTechnos, and Lugha. I appreciate you guys for being sponsors. We can't do this without you. Tell the people what to do.
Yo, subscribe, man. What are you doing?
Thank you, bro.
Aib alik, bro.
Yeah, like and comment as well.
Yeah, I don't think I'm actually subscribed.
No, okay, that's crazy.
Subscribe.
That's
and
crazy.
like and comment.
And hit the bell. Make
the
sure you guys comment,
notifications.
like, and subscribe, please, and hit the bell and be notified when we make a post.
Sir.
We appreciate you guys. Love. Peace.